Welcome to the Coach Scofray podcast once again, and we've started a very thematic series on driven by purpose and passion. And I just will entreat you to go back and watch all that you might have missed earlier on, and also share with your friends and loved ones who could be in a space where they are not sure of what purpose they are living for, even the understanding to be able to come to terms with it, and also our passion and the challenges that comes around and everything. Because my commitment is to use these podcasts to commit to your growth and development in such a way that when I am also no more here, I know I came and I lived for the sake of generations unborn. So we are continuing the thematic series of driven by purpose and passion. And on this particular episode, we are going to discuss the inhibitors of purpose and passion. The last time we had discussed the characteristics, we have discussed the differences, we have discussed why both purpose and passion matter. And on this episode, we are discussing the inhibitors of purpose and passion. I'm Scofray, and I am Yabua, a transformational executive coach. I am also MBIT, master coach and trainer. And my coaching credential is a master certified coach with the International Coaching Federation. So a recap that why purpose matter. Purpose matter because of our psychological, emotional, spiritual well-being. It gives us, it is the bedrock for why we live. It is that which shifts us from survivor into living. It is purpose. That is the catalyst that causes a shift from survivor into living. It is the catalyst that shifts us from just barely hunger and anger to living a life that is worth it. And passion is not just burning fuel. It's not just exerting energy. But when there is passion, it gives us momentum. It gives us drive. It gives us the fuel to make our living worth it. So basically, that is what the recap will be from the previous episodes. Today, we are looking at the inhibitors of purpose and passion. If you pay critical attention to kids that were raised from the rural areas, and you compare them to kids that are also raised from urban areas. So for example, those of us who were raised in the village and those who were raised in regional and national capitals, or even in these locations, let's say, for example, in Accra, kids that were raised in a certain era in Labone, Cantonment, Airport, or those who were raised within academic faculties, University of Ghana, University of Science and Technology, University of Cape Coast. If you look at kids who were raised in these different domains, it gives you a deeper insight into the identity it crafts for them. So the first inhibitor of purpose and passion is the environment. The environment we were nurtured in. And anytime we talk about environment, the first thing sometimes we shift to say the literal meaning of environment. But no, I'm taking it to the environment of parenting. What do you think I was going to talk about? The environment of parenting. If you explore the works of Gabor Mate, one of the world leading psychiatric experts, if you look at the works of Antonio Damasio, Debbie Dana, and a couple of them, even when you are an ardent follower of Andrew Huberman and co, these are my go-to expert when I need to have a certain deeper insight into the neuroscience of our human beingness. Or Antonio de Masio put it beautifully, our human becoming. Incredible. Gabomati says that what is more influential in the life of every child is the parenting. Where there is the challenge of attachment and connection, it's mission critical. The environment that creates parental attachment and attunement, the environment that creates connection, because a child who lacks the connection between himself or herself and the parent will not be able to connect his or her purpose to passion and the life they want to live for. What kind of parenting were you brought in? Who was your parent? Which of your parents raised you? Who played the role of parenting in your life? If you are struggling with your purpose and passion in life, the first place to audit as an inhibitor is who parented you. What kind of environment of parenting? Because it could be that, okay, the father and mother are present, but there is no conducive frame of mind. There isn't a conducive frame of mind to support you to be able to come to the place of living with your purpose and art and through passion. So it is very important that for you to be able to, if you're in a place of not being able to decipher what this gift of breath you have is meant for, audit and investigate or pay attention to how you were parented. Audit and investigate whether during your parenting you lacked attachment, you lacked attunement, and you lacked connection. Because remember, purpose is people focused and ecological, the environment driven. The channel through which we do this is connection, attachment, and attunement. So when you did not experience these three things in your growth, there is something I learned in France. Gabriel Cram facilitated a training for a couple of MBET master coaches. And I'm excited I was the only one to have come from Africa to have participated in that. Because when you look at our nervous system, what we call the autonomic nervous system, the research established that we have the connection, we have the movement, and we have the neurochemistry that facilitate why we are who we are. So it is important that when you miss out on the attachment, attunement, and connection, your movement lacks direction, depth, and height. Which purpose is? Who parented you? From which environment did that parenting occur? This is how come a chunk of us, a lot of us, many of us are here only existing and surviving. We are not living life. We are not living life. That is how come anytime I reference the hospice research about people's regret on their dying bed, it is because the first place of who parented them, the feeling, the experience, the living of attachment, attunement, and connection, when these three were absent, everything went amiss. So the leading inhibitor to purpose-driven life, passionate-driven life is who parented you. the kind of parenting that went on, the absence of attachment, the absence of attunement, the absence of connection. Pause and reflect. How do you feel right now when you are to connect the challenge with your purpose, the challenge with your passion, and you can bring it home? Who parented you? Are you parenting your kids right? Are you? Do they experience attachment with you? Do they experience attunement with you? Are they intuitively connected to you? Are they quantumly in your wholesomeness? The second inhibitor is your frame of mindset. When you look at the works of Bruce Lipton, who is a cellular expert, somebody who is well versed in the human cells, and his exposition on quantum entanglement, where a cell in a petri dish and another elsewhere could all embody a way things are for them. Your mindset, because of your lenses of perception, your mindset, because of your worldview, your mindset, because of how you feel about you, is what is inhibiting your purpose to life. It is what is stealing. You know, when you are charging your phone and some of the energy slips by, it affects the source of the power and affects the receiver of the power, and it catches fire. So when your perceptions and your perspectives out of your mindset is not driven by the essence to live for something, you are not able to thrive. And you know, I'm one of the few that says that mindset is not brain set, head brain set. After all, by now you should know, when I talk about mind, your head brain, your heart brain, and your gut brain. So when I'm talking about mind, this is what I'm referring to. And how it expresses itself in the quantum. So it is this collection I'm calling mindset. I'm not talking about your thinking set alone. So how you feel about you, how your heart beats about you, how you intuit about you, and how you reason about you forms your mindset. So when you have a faulty grounded mindset about you, it will inhibit, it will stifle, it will challenge your purpose and your passion. Inferiority complex and superiority complex, they are all the same complexes manifesting differently. That is how come I'm saying that go to where you were parented. Who parented you? What do you learn in your parenting? Look for attachment, attunement, and connection. Then the second thing I've explored is your mindset. How you feel about you. What you are hungry about in life. And the mental images you have about you. Because when you are not done with a certain disposition or positioning about you, it is difficult to even see, because it affects your perception, it affects your perspective, it affects your sensing, it affects your olfactory. Everything about you gets affected when your grounding is faulty and when your frame of mindset is faulty. They inhibit your purpose and they inhibit your passion. I am Scofray Nanayao Yabua. transformational executive coach. I am an MBIT trainer and an MBIT master coach, master certified coach with the International Coaching Federation. I am committed to your commitment of growth and development. And I say, you and I, collectively, we are in this together. Thank you.